Every great athlete comes from somewhere. In this week's Journey to Greatness, we meet one of the most exciting quarterbacks in football history. From the time he was a child, Mike Vick dreamed of performing on the biggest of stages. For him and many of his friends in Newport News, Virginia, excelling in football was a ticket out of the projects and into a life that most can only dream about. When Vick was selected as the top overall pick in the 2001 draft, that dream suddenly became a reality and ushered in a new era of quarterbacks.
Welcome to the Michael Vick Experience.
With a blistering 40 time that averaged in the high 4.3s and the low 4.4s, Vick presented a new challenge that revolutionized the game. His ability to stretch defenses through the air and on the ground was unprecedented.
Add another dimension. It's not just a prototypical drop back and pass type style. And even back then when you had those guys, the Roger Staubachs, the Joe Montanas, those guys were mobile. They still moved around. It's just that I came along and I did it at a faster pace. I think now as people reflect on my career, they reflect as a guy who revolutionized the position. I think that's the definition of Mike Vick when you think about it. It's not too many other, acronyms or things that, I could think of.
Since his retirement from the NFL, Vick has stayed busy helping kids pursue the same dreams that he once had growing up in an area where violence and crime were commonplace. He admits that being surrounded by bad influences led him down the wrong road on a number of occasions, but he's learned from the mistakes of his past and has dedicated his life to helping those who came from similar circumstances. Never too busy to sign an autograph, hand out turkeys at Thanksgiving, or simply offer a word of encouragement. He's come a long way since his high school days when he's considered one of the top athletes ever to come out of the state of Virginia. Recently, he set up the V7 Elite Playmaker Showcase.
Hey, be strong when you make that throw. Feel strong.
The purpose of these camps is to prepare some of the nation's hardest working high school talents for the next level of football. Since he came up in a different era, when it wasn't as easy for up-and-coming players to be noticed by scouts, Vick wants to make sure that today's kids are ready to take on the challenges that the next level offers.
Well, I got involved because as a kid, I really didn't attend a lot of camps. I didn't have an opportunity to, whether it was because of financial reasons or transportation. I feel like now that I have an opportunity to make the camp accessible to a lot of kids, understand that you got to create some form of dream in your mind that you have to have play out in reality. And to a high school kid that's maybe 12 years old, that may be hard for them to understand. But as they grow older, they always remember those words.
Vick's dream started when he was a teenager at Warwick High School. As a 3-year starter, he rewrote the record books, throwing for 4,800 yards and 43 touchdowns. His natural God-given athleticism caused him to be stereotyped by some scouts, though. Many saw him as an athlete, not a quarterback. They assumed his speed would be best used at a skill position like defensive back or wide receiver. He vividly recalls a conversation with a teammate that proved to be a defining moment in his life and increased his resolve to prove any of his doubters wrong.
I'll never forget a quick story. I met a guy, I won't say his name. I was a senior in high school. The minute he seen me and found out I was going to Virginia Tech, he said I'll be a DB. And that drove me and motivated me to never be on the defensive side of the ball. And nothing against him. It was just motivation, but guys do get moved around and kids do get moved around, and sometimes it's for the better. It's not always a bad thing.
Vick became a national phenomenon as a redshirt freshman at Virginia Tech. His performance at the collegiate level led to a very respectable career in the NFL. He was selected to 3 Pro Bowls during his time with the Falcons, and when he retired in 2015, his overall numbers totaled 22,464 yards through the air and 133 touchdowns. He added another 36 touchdowns rushing, and he holds NFL records for rushing yards by a quarterback in a career and a single season. For kids who dream of a pro career, Vick is proof that no matter the circumstances, those dreams can come true if one is willing to put in the work.
The advice that I would give the kids is that dreams really do come true. I dreamt of playing in the National Football League. It was something I always wanted to do. I had to dream that dream every day. I had to live it out. I also had to be patient. When you're a young kid or you're 8 years old and you aspire to do certain things, play in high school, play in college, maybe going to the NFL, it's all unseen. And you can't foresee the future. You got to live it out. And I had to take every step of the way, slowly but surely, just real methodical thinking my way through, and it helped. So I always encourage kids to dream your dream, walk the walk, and understand if it's something that you want, you got to go get it.